Good morning, my friends. It is Amy, not in the basement studio and a little echoey here too, as I was a couple of weeks ago. But I am at the home of a very dear friend of mine from kindergarten. She and her husband allowed Terry and I to use their home for the weekend so that we could do a little getaway. As some of you maybe noticed, last night I posted about the Minnesota State hockey tournament, and we had such a great time. We went and saw two semifinal games, and it got crazy. Both of them were a little bit crazy in different ways, so we had so much fun. And today, more fun continues because we are going to the Minnesota Timberwolves game, and can't wait for that because we've been watching and wanting to go for a long time. So I am here in Maple Grove, Minnesota. Some of you who live in Minnesota know where that is. And we got a little dusting of snow, which is kind of weird because yesterday, well, the last few days have been pretty warm. And we had gotten 6 inches of snow on Saturday, and that was gone. And now we got another dusting overnight. But that's okay. We don't mind. We know that it won't last very long. So good morning, Joan. Great to see you. One of the things you all need to know is that I don't have my computer here to see your comments. So hopefully Facebook allows us to interact. And hi, Cindy. So far, so good. I always wonder on the flip of the camera if it's going to continue. But anyway, we're in the kitchen. Here is the beautiful space that is the living room and dining room. And then the outdoors is so pretty. A little bit of dusting of snow and just fun to be not at home. Do any of you ever feel that way? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got away from home. And 56 and cloudy in Washington State. That's good. I would take that. We're going to have 60 tomorrow. Today, not so much, but 60 tomorrow. I'm excited about that. Hi, Janet. Great to have you. So here we are. On Wednesday, remember, I did a What's Up Stampers Plus. And if you want, hi, Carla. If you want an hour of amazing new products and, hi, Lynn, and tips on the Take Your Pick tool, you need to go watch. And I'll be downloading it and sharing it to YouTube as well. So you'll be able to find it either place for 30 days and after 30 days over on YouTube. But here's the Homemade Sweetness Designer Series paper. And it has 6 colors: Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Secret Sea, and Strawberry Slush. Beautiful, fun colors. And, ooh, it's windy in Alberta. Hopefully not too cold on top of that. And you can see the back sides of these beautifully displayed with, all the back sides are Misty Moonlight and Strawberry Slush. I don't know if anybody noticed that before, but I'm here to show you. On Wednesday, hi Joyce, I showed how to cut out things using our Take Your Pick tool and how easy that was. In fact, I did a bunch more fussy cutting with that after I showed you that because it was such a great idea and easy. Loved it. So if you want tips on the Take Your Pick tool, and remember, I've got a special right now, and the special is with a $50 order, you get a free Take Your Pick tool, and you're going to need more than one. So if you don't have any right now, you may as well put that as part of your order, your $50 order. So, Joyce, I do hope you had a great birthday. I gave my time to my hubby yesterday for the most part. So I was not on social media just too terribly much yesterday. Just now and again, and I should have just sent you a message right away when I was thinking about it. I love the ladybug side of this paper, but how can I deny a fantastic check plaid, or gingham. Oh my goodness. I love that. It's a Misty Moonlight gingham. All right, so we've got our 4x5 1/4 piece of designer series paper, and there were 3 designs of paper that I told you to have ready. These I said to be a subtle, I don't have very good lighting here, sorry about that, but this was a subtle background type of designer series paper. There's the other side. And then I wanted a larger print that would kind of be a focal point. So we're going to take first our piece of cardstock here, and in my case it is, Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to make sure my banner fits below that. So I'm just going to kind of lay that out so as to not goof that up. Good morning, Kathy. Great to have you. I haven't seen you in a while, I feel like. All right, so I've got my same borders on left and top there so that I can fit my banner. Now I said to cut paper 2 1/4 by 7/8 and then banner cut the ends. And then I said I use the short fat banner from the Stylish Labels, or Stylish Shapes. So that's what I have here. Next, we're going to take our 3 strips, and these are going to lay all the way to the edge of where the fold is. And I want everything spaced out properly. So I'm just going to kind of lay it out here. Yeah, I think this will be okay. So in case you missed it, I'm on location at a friend's house in up by Minneapolis, Maple Grove, Minnesota. And Terry and I are having a great time. In fact, he's still in bed. I couldn't lay in bed anymore, so otherwise I would have postponed. I would have been like, I'll be there in about an hour. Okay, so I think this is going to work just fine. We're just adding our strips now over our Misty Moon, I think this is 2 1/4 by 3.5, or 2.5 by 3 3/4, something like that. You can look in the graphic, which I will post right away. Good morning, everybody. Oh, you're coming on to watch, and I appreciate you so much. Jill, I was in St. Paul last night at the hockey tournament. Oh my goodness. So much drama. Even a fight at the end of the high school hockey game, which was a little bit beyond my liking, but it sure made for interesting conversation on the way home this last night. So, hello, Megan. Good morning, Darla. Great to have you here. We are in the middle of producing a super sweet card. We are about to put our designer series paper on, and so far everything is flat. And so I'm just gonna flip this over and add, I brought liquid glue along because it was ready at my table, and I knew that it would be fine for this project. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want liquid glue, but this one was fine. Nothing fancy or special that I needed other adhesive for. But so far, what do you think? I think it's fun. And I do have a little bit of Amy trivia for you today, as anybody who is creating with me is catching up. So Amy trivia today. The first person to guess where my first Stampin' Up! Convention was. Remember, I've been a demonstrator almost 25 years. And I'm gonna narrow it down just a little bit. It was down the middle of the country somewhere. So from top to bottom of the country, somewhere in the center, not on the outsides. So I'm gonna let you guess, and whoever guesses it first is going to get a card in the mail. So guess away, my friends. Guess away. It was super fun. I went with a what we call sidelines I went with a sideline of mine. We were both under the same demonstrator. Not St. Louis, not Texas, not Utah, no. A few years later, they started doing it in Salt Lake every year. And while you're guessing, nope, not Texas. I am using the Filled with Sweetness stamp set, not Iowa, no, to create my sentiment. It fits perfectly on that label I wanted to use, which is awesome. So I'm going to flip that over and add some Stampin' Dimensionals. We're doing Amy Trivia in honor of not Texas, not Ohio. And it has to be the city. You got to tell me the city. So I'm going to say no, unless you can tell me that city. It's down the middle, not Wisconsin. Nope. Nope, not Alabama. All right, so I've got my, not New Orleans. I've got my sentiment here on here. New Orleans is a good guess, but nope. Kansas City, Jill. Ding, ding, ding. Jill, you're the winner. It was Kansas City. In fact, I and my friend both lived in Minnesota at the time. She doesn't anymore. But we drove down there and it was great. It was so much fun. And it was like being introduced to Disney World for the first time for a demonstrator. Cause it was like, oh my gosh, this is what happiness feels like. It was just so amazing. All right. So good job, Jill Kilblock. Card to you, my friend, will go in the mail this week before I leave for On Stage, which will be Tuesday night. I'm coming back up to the same location to sleep because my flight is early. But all right, so now we're going to add our dots to the ends of our paper strips. And I was trying to debate, which ones should I use? I think I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight circles. Yes, the strawberries are very hard to not use because they're so dang cute. I don't want those. I don't want strawberry slush. My brain did not follow. Oh, it was Kansas City. Good job, Jill. It was fun. And I think I posted some pictures of my first convention a few weeks ago. And it was so fun. We just had a great time. All right, so there it is. My finished card. Adorable. You are the sweetest, my friends. I love that you come here to watch. You are just the best. I love having you here. So let's flip the camera and talk a little shop quick. First of all, I want to remind you that I will be in the air or flying, or I'm not sure. I haven't done the math on the times yet. But I will not be here live Wednesday, but I will have a pre-recorded video that we'll post at 1 p.m. I also, and actually that's the next 2 Wednesdays, okay? Because I'll be flying both days. Because I'm leaving from Wednesday to Wednesday. So look for pre-recorded, really cute cards that I'm going to make for you on Wednesdays the next 2 weeks, 1 p.m. Central. And next week for Stamp Together Saturday, it will also be pre-recorded at 9:30 a.m. Central. That will post as usual. And you never know the shenanigans that happen at Onstage. I could go live at any point just to say hey. And if I do, I hope that you pop on and watch. It'll be short, I promise. And just know that I'm going to miss you. I feel like we're breaking up for a while. And Maggie, I can't wait. We're going to make it happen, okay? And anybody else out there who might be interested in meeting up at Onstage, please let me know. Reach out and message me, and I'll let you know when Maggie and I are thinking about meeting. And hopefully we can do a little photo then, and or individual photos with me and you. It'd be super fun to do that. I would really, really, really enjoy it. So I'll see you soon. Not soon enough, but soon. And have a great day, everybody. Bye.